Hi everybody, this is Julia from Adventure Geek, and if you don't know already, I'm walking the PCT in 2023. My main goal is I have 3 months off, so I'll be walking from Campo. My goal is to Lone Pine, which is just past Kennedy Meadows, and then I've got 3 months to actually see how further I get from there. So hopefully I'll get through some of the Sierras as well. Anyway, it's been a bit overwhelming if I'm going to be honest with you. The minute we got our permits through, I was like, oh my god, my to-do list just got so high. My gear videos, I've had my big 3 for ages now. I've got that dialed in, so I know what I'm taking on that. It's all the little stuff, it's all the little bits and bobs that is a little bit overwhelming. So without further ado, I thought I'm just going to share with you things I'm learning as I'm going, and I've had some gadgets and gizmos arrive this week, so I'll continue with the What's in the Box series, but I'll also put some additional learnings in there as well. So let's crack on with What's in the Box. Right, item number 1 is actually a DCF food bag. So I bought this off of eBay. There's a company on eBay in the UK called Wild Sky Gear. I'll put a link in the description below. This is meant to be a huge food bag, which is what it says in the description, and to be honest with you, it's not that big. It only holds 7 litres, but it'll hold about 4 days worth of up to 5,000 calories a day. Obviously it's made of DCF, so Cuban fibre, so it's really strong. It's got tape seams. The hydrostatic head on it to hold out water is 20,000 whatever hydrostatic head, which apparently is meant to be really good. I like it because it's got zips that go both ways, and I like that it's got a red zip. You can obviously put a carabiner on that as well, and I can hang it if need be. I can put a strap over both sides, so it's got loops on both sides. So that's the first thing that I've got, is a 7 litre food bag. Now I was on a Zoom call with Yogi. I don't know if any of you are walking the PCT, then you've got to belong to this Facebook group. She does Zooms every Tuesday. Last week's was all about resupply, which was invaluable, and she was saying you really don't need to carry anything more up until the Sierras, more than say 4 or 5 days worth of food. So this should be absolutely adequate. Apparently there's plenty of places to eat along the way. So I'm going to take her advice and not stuff myself with food and carry too much food, because this stuff is really heavy. So that's item number 1, which is my new food bag. Touch wood, it'll work okay. Item number 2 is actually a new credit card. I say a credit card, this is what they call a Wise card. So if you're from the UK, every time that you pay with your card, you're going to get transaction fees, which are actually really expensive over a period of time. So a huge thank you to Lord Quiche, or Owen, as he's literally just finished the PCT earlier this year, and I had a good chat with him, and basically he said, Julia, if there's one regret that he didn't do until the last minute, it was to get himself a Wise card. So basically you transfer money onto this, and obviously other hikers can transfer money onto it if you're sharing accommodation or anything like that. It's quite easy to do. And you'll just get one transaction charge rather than lots and lots of little individual ones. So yeah, bank charges, you want to keep those to a minimum, which means more burgers for me. Here's my Wise card. Right, so the third item you may think is a little bit silly, but I've bought myself an extra spare pair of glasses. Literally had these new glasses about 2 weeks ago, and I've bought an extra pair because I didn't know anything about bounce boxes. I didn't know what that was. So basically it's a package that you put together, and you can put spare gear in it, and you can also like push it up the trail. So I've got things like, I've got a couple of air pads, so I'll put those sort of things in my bounce box. If you want to know the things I'm going to be putting in my bounce box, I think I'll probably do a video early next year of all the stuff that I'm going to put in my bounce box. But my spare pair of glasses is something I bought last week, and that's going in my bounce box. Okay, so one of the other things that they was talking about on the resupply Zoom meeting was to make sure that your bounce box is really bright and very, you can spot it a mile off. So I've bought, I didn't know you could get this, some bright pink duct tape. You ain't going to miss that, are you? But also duct tape is really handy anyway. So I think I'm going to put some around my poles and stuff like that, and people won't be able to miss my poles either. So yeah, it's called Funky Pink duct tape. How cool is that? So the next thing I've bought is some mountain fuel. So I've bought 2 batches. I had a sachet of this stuff which is called the night fuel. So basically it's like a hot chocolate, and you take it at night just before you go to bed. It makes you sleep better, and you know how important sleep is. It tastes really, really nice. It's got carbs and stuff within it. I'll put the nutritional, or I'll put a link down below rather than reading all this out. But I just had a sachet of it to start with, and now I've bought a big one. So I'm going to use this for my training, which is going really, really well. Whether I'll actually take it on the PCT or not, I'm not 100% sure yet, but it's looking like I probably will do. They also do a morning fuel and a recovery fuel. So the recovery fuel I also use, and this is the chocolate one. They do it in strawberry as well. So basically it's meant for like ultra runners really. So if you're doing an ultra run, but yeah, literally you take these, you put them in cold water or hot water. I actually like it in hot water, and I've been putting them in my GSI mug just to make sure that they fit. And that's got a nice lid on the top, and then I can walk with it, perhaps put a bit of coffee in with it as well. And I have those in the morning, and yeah, they're quite good. So recover, rest and refuel. That's by Mountain Fuel, and again I'll put a link below so you can have a look at those details. I'm not sure if they ship to the US, but obviously in the UK, then these are pretty good. So I'll have some of those in my bounce box as well. Probably the most exciting thing that I bought this last week is the Farout gut hook / Farout app and guide for the PCT. So I've bought the trail. It was really good sale. I think there's something like 30% off for Black Friday. So it was a cracking deal, and there it is. PCT is now on my phone. Also this week I finished the PCT virtual challenge. So I've been walking the PCT over the last well, since January, and I finished it about a week ago. So you get a medal in the post, so I'll show you that when it comes. But if you're interested in doing any of these virtual challenges, they've got them from all over the world. You can do the 80, you can do Hadrian's Wall, you can do various ones in Australia, the Camino. So yeah, check that out. I'll put a link in the notes below if you're interested in doing a virtual challenge. It just converts all your steps into points, and then you get little postcards along the way, and they also plant trees for you as you hit those milestones. Anyway, I'm waffling now, so that's it for this week. If you've got any questions at all, please leave them in the notes below, and I shall see you next week. Don't forget to get outside, get inspired, go take a hike when you can, and I'll see you on the next one. Take care. Ta-da. Bye-bye.